Hello, hi, good evening, good evening, good evening. My fellow people, good evening. Today we're going to talk about something totally different. Last time I did a video, I had so many phone calls. First of all, welcome to Fanhudie Hotspot. Fanhudie is basically liberation in Chi. I like to go live. I don't like editing. I have so many. It takes so much time, so I like to go live about these topics because that's the only time I get to answer questions right away. I get to see the people's interest and also what they would like to find out. Today, we are going to talk about some of the jobs that people are not paying attention to. A lot of jobs that has a high pay income are not being paid attention to because back in Africa where we come from, all we know is to finish university, have your degree, and that's all we know. That's all we've been told to do. Degree, degree, degree. There are so many jobs that, dear friends, you don't need a degree to earn yourself 80 plus $1,000 per year. And today, that's how or what you and I are going to go through. I'm going to list just a few, okay? There are a lot of jobs. I have an uncle, I have someone here, I knew someone who does HVAC. HVAC is what? HVAC is what is a technical, it's a electrician, but not a real electrician. There are people that takes care of boilers. Every building in Canada has a hot water. Every home has a hot water, even in the winter or summer. We all bathe with hot water. The water is so cold, it's coming from a pipe that is underground, so it's very cold. So even in the summertime, we do bathe with hot water. We wash our dishes with hot water. So HVAC are people that handles our hot water tanks, the boiler, they change it, they maintain it, they service it. That alone can earn you over $100,000 a year. So today, let's go through some of these jobs. And you know, Mosha me, Safina Wabaso, Mestre say, Ube share video no. Share video no. Al Hassan, thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Mom. We are much grateful for the useful information you always give us. Thank you very much. But share the video. Share the video before we start. Okay, I'm gonna take my time to go through it. Okay, there are so many changes. There've been so many changes, especially nowadays after pandemic. Employers has changed their ways of how they are doing their hiring. Nowadays, nobody or many companies are not interested in the paper you have in front of you or your qualification. As long as your portfolio can speak for what you are capable of, what you can do. That is the number one thing you should pay attention to. Okay? Many employers are likely to rely on networking to hire. Okay? This is how they hire. In Canada, the job market is open. There's a lot of jobs that has nobody to do them. And these are the jobs that you and I are going to be talking about today. Many opportunities within these professions that people are talking about degrees and degrees and degrees. Trust me, because of pandemic, a lot of people has quit their jobs. A lot of people has retired early. A lot of people has changed their jobs. People don't want to go through the stress anymore. In Canada, there are so many opening within a specific jobs that people don't really think about it. But these jobs, you and I'm gonna go through with you. I've done a good amount of reading on them, and to tell you and to see what are the job openings nowadays. Okay, so employers depend on relatives, like friends, network. Okay, this is how they recruit in Canada, through network recruiting agency, online postings, or within the government platforms. So networking is through friends. Okay, people that already works in a company, Companies would like to hire people who they can trust and they can rely on. So if they can rely on someone who already works in a factory or in a company, then they are likely to take hire people through referral system than to give it to than to post the jobs. First of all, when they post the job, they don't know who they're hiring. They have hundreds of the recruiting team goes through hundreds of application, and that's costly to a lot of companies. So companies actually relies on networking to hire. So if you have a family in Canada, please make sure if they're in constructions and some of these jobs that you and I are going to be going through, please give them a call. Tell them to talk to their boss for you. One problem I find with Ghanaians is because of indecencies, people are not decent. People are not truthful. People are not loyal. So when they refer people, they tend to sort of pay the price later. The person tend to embarrass them. They don't even inform them when they want to quit their jobs. There's been so many things why Ghanaians do not refer their own people. You remember last time I told you about a teacher whom I introduced to my work 3 years back. So she left where I was. She came in as a volunteer. She went to a different school. So all these years, the TDSB did not hire her. After 3 years, that's when she received a letter that she has an interview. Okay. And this is a big deal. An interview, the requirements are she should be providing references. Three references that she has worked within the TDSB with, which is the volunteer. And unfortunately, she was working with a Ghanaian, a teacher who was also a TDSB within the same TDSB. The Ghanaians are not trusting. Okay, so again, I'm just letting the African community we need to work on the trusting issue, so we can rely on referring you to our workplaces. This lady did not get the referral from the sister, okay, from the brother she was working with. She had to call where I work, introduce her to my boss. I told her to come and volunteer a little bit, but when she told me, I said, so what were you volunteering before? And she told me, luckily for her, I knew the principal. So I contacted the principal. I said, listen, my sister has been working at your school volunteering, and now she's been called to do an interview and she need a reference. So you see, the other person did not introduce her, but it works that way. So Africans, please, let's work on the trusting issue. So networking really, really works. Canadians like to trust. They like to offer jobs to people through people they know. Okay, so network is the number one means of how Canada. That's why they actually post those jobs within. Many jobs are posted within the company. They don't post it out. If they can get someone within, they're not going to waste their time. And then a recruiting agency, again, another problem for the African community. A recruiting agencies have all these jobs. Companies will pay recruiting agency to look for candidates for them. Unfortunately, we don't have that many people within the African community who has an agency, a recruiting agency, busy with a very trafficking, and also more jobs actually go through. So, but there are recruiting agencies out there that these companies go through to get employees. Okay, but watch out. Any agency that's requesting money is fake. Any recruiting, these jobs are supposed to be offered for free. Unfortunately, people are charging for it. Now, online job postings are through job banks, LinkedIn, Indeed, and so forth and so on. Remember, it is a bit difficult as a foreign candidate to get a job through these job posting sites, online job. Many a times those postings in LinkedIn and other places, they are not hiring like international people. They're not hiring a foreign candidate. So it's a bit difficult actually going through LinkedIn, job banks, and Indeed, and so off, and so on. There are so many of them out there. Many of these jobs are hiring within Canada. Even if you are, let's say, you are a new person in Canada, they would like to hire people in Canada. The jobs that hires outside and hires foreign people, those with LMIA. Okay, the LMIA are the people who hires foreign country. But nowadays, there's so many companies with LMIAs because there's so many job opening in Canada. So I'm gonna go through the specific job that are open that you can get through without a degree. You can get through them without even 4 years of degree or going to school, or 3 years. Some of these jobs is between a year and 2 years of college diploma, okay, or certification. Something like the HVAC that I'm talking to you about, it's only a certification that you need to get, okay? A couple months certification at Amber College or Seneca College or George Brown College. You can be getting yourself a really, really good paid job. Now, let's go through the jobs. The main reason why I'm here is, let's go through it. Now, because networking works so well with getting a job in Canada, you might also want to go through LinkedIn uh, and network yourself in LinkedIn, because many managers are in on that site. Okay, so some of these jobs are um, analyst, data analyst. Okay, like a designer, uh, those people that collect data, manipulating data, and designing web pages and all those things. Nowadays, with pandemic, many companies by default are working remotely. Many companies are working remotely. There's been so many companies that work. I have friends that work from home. There are so many nurses that works from home. There's so many bank employees that works from home. And through that, companies need data analysts. So, and it doesn't, you don't need a degree. So if you know how to manipulate numbers and data, these things, these people are making over $80,000 a year. I have so many young people working from home. Okay, there's so many young people working from home, and hello. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. I just got myself offline. So data analysts are people that design designers, like data scientists, like those people. They are online. They program certain site, a certain program for people to click to buy. If you look at Amazon, Amazon has improved on how to order your stuff. Normally, Amazon will drop your item at your door. Many a times those items get missing. You know what Amazon has added? These people are the same people that puts a bottom or some changes in terms of the program that Amazon uses. These are young people doing this job, and it pays between 80 to $110,000 per year. Okay. um Digitization, this is where Baumia has always been saying, digitization. Any skills is a comfort of your home. People are working from home. People are doing so many things. The way we order things, the way we eat, restaurant, DoorDash, what Uber Eat. These are the people that digitization. It's a digital world now. So my brothers and sisters, listen, go digital. If you know a bit about computer, branch into being system analysis or system this, system that, system that. It pays really well. There are people sitting at home. It's only 2-year course, and you 2 years or less, and you can become a data analyst or something like that. Due to pandemic, the jobs has changed. The way companies are hiring, the means in which they hire has been changed. Even in the education, it has been changed. They don't need too many educated people who can do anything, and they don't really care about your education anymore. Okay, the way they hire, the way they train is totally different now. So keep your mind on digitization. Web developer, that's the next one. Okay, in terms of real estate, insurance, art and culture, everything has changed. Okay, now people are doing Zumba on air, online, and these companies need people to sit there. And also, because we do so many things, I don't even walk into the bank anymore. I don't go to the bank anymore, guys. I do everything online. So due to threats, cyber threats and all those things, there's so many people sitting at home. They sit at home and do all these jobs, securing my money, protecting my money, even with is it Twitter, Facebook. You know, there are young people sitting there and watching the languages that we use on these Facebook. Twitter, the same thing. They have something called like a what? A community language. If you disobeys, there are young people who are sitting behind a computer making sure that we're using the right languages. Okay, so in finances, the same thing. So web developers, they make between what, 68 to 79, 80, depending on the company you work for. If it's a small company, maybe around 60, within 60 to $70,000 per year. This is a web developer. I'm talking to a young guy in Ghana. He's only 21 years old. He's a web developer. Do you know in this country, web developers makes over $70,000? So that is one of them. Okay, there's another one, UX, UI. These are designers. Okay, it's highly in demand. Okay, it's highly in demand. Okay, it's a strength of, like, if you can, if, they don't care how much. If you have the experience, the company will hire you. So guys, you need to pay attention. If you're a web designer, if you are the UX and UI, these people are going to hire you. Okay, because of, again, a cyber security specialist, all these private things that we need, the security. There's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of money to be made. Okay, so again, web at the bank, because we do everything. We deposit check with the phone in Abrochi. Okay, in this part of the world, you deposit money, your check. All you have to do, show your phone like this and click deposit. So because we do that, the banks are hiring many people because of cyber. So a cyber security specialist, every company is hiring people. Even Canada Post has a cybersecurity specialist. Canada Post, you know that we have officers, people who were worked as a police officers who has retired. There are 50-year-olds who has retired from the police force in this country. Keep that in mind. In Canada, if you were born here, the possibilities of you starting your work in your 20s is high. So if, let's say, you've started working in your 20s, by the time you're 50, you can retire. By the time because you've already worked, put in your 25 years, some 30 years. So I know people who are 54 who has retired making big money. So these people like police officers who doesn't want to open their own businesses after they retire, they work for Canada Post, they work for UPSs at the cybersecurity. As a cybersecurity officer, they can identify criminals, they can identify a suspicious so mail, suspicious mails, and all those things. They know the systems. So these young people, and it's only what, less than 2 years college diploma. So please, guys, these are, Canada is so low. People are not doing these are the openings. Okay, you want farming. They're getting people from Costa Rica. If you want what nurses, they're getting people from all kinds of places. If you've already worked as a lab technician, then you might want to do this one. Okay, ultrasound technician, sonographers. In Canada, people had to wait in line for ultrasound. They have to wait weeks in order, unless you're pregnant. But people had to wait for weeks to get an ultrasound appointment. You know why? Because they don't have enough of these sonographers. Again, medical sonographers, they don't have people who work. So everywhere I go to is packed with Indians. You know those uh, I'm not really sure, but people who lives in Canada, every place I go to, especially in this Etobicoke, Mississauga, every place, if they say go take ultrasound, go take this X-ray, go take that X-ray, they did a test on me, and the test was about sleeping apnea, and you have to sleep overnight for someone to sort of watch you, and they use all sorts of devices and hook it up on you, and you sleep in this room where the other person is in the other room, and it is a clinic, it is a room, it is a place, and they are all packed with Indians. Why? Because their people told them, because they did the research, because what kind of job can I get myself into quickly when I get to Canada? Or what kind of job can I apply to when I'm outside Canada? I'm in a foreign country. What kind of job can I apply to? Sonographers, medical sonographers, and these are it. The labor shortage is huge. Good evening, Christopher. The labor shortage is huge. It like they don't have people. Amanfo, mama minka we wo let me tell you some of the places we go to. Hey, because of the cultural differences, we need people to also go into those areas. Cyber security specialists. Remember, my insurance. There was something that I called my insurance about. And as I was blabbing, and I was so angry at my insurance company, and guess who is a Auntie Mavis? Hey, it was my own church member. I said, "Whoa!" He said, "Auntie, is that Auntie Mavis?" I said, "Yes." So, oh, this is where you work. I was so happy for the first time. For the first time, calling an insurance company in this country, first time getting a Ghanaian. Getting a Ghanaian on the phone was such a relief. Okay, so having your own people servicing you is a relief, because they would, if they're in the right mind. Okay, if they're the people. So this person was a church member. He was a young guy, and he was able to help me, and that is what we need to see. Okay, so here, as an ultrasound technician, let me go over. Okay, data analyst, all these people that manipulate numbers in the system. Companies want people to sit there. If you're good, and if you're analytical, if you're good with computer science, if you have a computer science, apply for job. There's so many shortages in this country. Okay, and because of the pandemic, there's no degree, there's no, the company wants you to talk about what you are, what you experience with the job is, how many years of experience, what can you do, can you speak to the technical terms, the technical terms, are you able to speak to it? That is on web developers, they are lacking them. There are so many companies looking for web developers. There's so many companies looking for designers, like UX and UI. Those people, cybersecurity specialists, ultrasound technician. The next one that people are not thinking about, everybody have teeth. Everybody have teeth. They're so, we listen, we have insurance. We have insurance. You have the money. The company is paying for you. So people do go to dentists. Everybody works in this country. Okay? Unemployment rate is low. Way lower than the way lower. It's not like Africa. So everybody, I would say, has a dental insurance. A dental hygienist, cleaning teeth, taking x-rays, examining the teeth, eh? Sometimes with the dentist, before the dentist come, the dental hygienist has already, and they make over between 71 to 100 and something if you work for a big, it's a huge, it's a good earnings. If you make a $71,000, it's like a nurse. Okay, it's like a nurse in this country. You take x-rays, you do all kinds of things and other things. Okay, so dental hygienist is one of the things that if you're in Ghana, if you have the experience, if you can speak to it, you have your college degree, it's not a university course, you can take a college degree and become a dental hygienist. It's 2 years only, 2 years in college, and you can become a dental hygienist. Okay, electricians, okay, can make over $80,000. Electricians. And nowadays, remember yesterday I told you I was at some offices where the agencies are all Indians, and heavy equipment operators. Number one, with the growing number of Canada expanding in terms of what infrastructure, road, buildings, and building companies, and heavy duty equipment is one of the things that is highly, they have a shortage in terms of jobs. So if you can speak to it, you have your college, you have your your certification about heavy equipment, heavy duty equipment, and you can operate machines, all these forklifts and other machines that are heavy duty. I see them, highways are always scraped. Just today, as I was at the mall, the the whole mall, the whole parking lot was being redone. The whole parking lot was being redone in the mall. I was at Von Mills. The whole parking lot of Von Mills is being redone. And these people actually do construction. It is huge. So if you can operate a machine, okay, this is for you. I'm not going to go too far. And this is what I wanted to tell my people. First, again, cyber. If you are tech, if you are a digitization. If you know computer, you are a web designer. You can design developer. You are a web developer. You can design other programs for companies. It's highly in demand. Our children did not go into that. Okay, our children did not go into that, especially if you are one of those people, UX and UI. Man, the money is huge. And one of the dental hygienists, electrician, heavy duty operator, ultrasound technicians, or cyber security specialist to make sure that you're protecting the bank's money or insurance money, fraud. Oh man, there's so many online that is going on. The culture has changed in this part of the world, so everything is digital. Banking is digital. Going to work, many people work from home. So many things you can do if you are a technical guy. If you know any of these things, my dear, go online and type in jobs with LMIA in Canada. And trust me, you get a site to go to. I'm going to post one of the sites, okay? I'm going to later on, I'm going to post it under the under my headings, so you guys can, you know, go through them, and then I'll post Immigration Canada website also, so you can go through it. If you're a student, don't be thinking about university if you're not that wealthy. If you don't have the money, come. Canada experience is good for you to start off with college degree, with a college diploma. And many a times, like I said, the African educational system is not aligned with the work that is out there. Okay, because some of the jobs that requires university degrees, it's not university degrees when you come to Canada. So keep that in mind. And I'll just read Josephine. I became too excited when I made a call to IPCC today, and the response was Nigerian. Very good. You see, it was a Nigerian, and it feels good. It feels good when you have your own people on the phone. That gives you hope, right? That gives you hope, because sometimes you feel like, wow, you're too far. But then when people picks up the phone, sometimes you take people picks up the phone, it's very difficult for you to understand their accent. It's very difficult, like, they don't even want to help you in the first place. But when you get your people on the phone, so we have to be vocal. Okay, we have to be advocative. We have to, you know at, steer our young people to go into those fields as well, insurance companies. And when you get your people, make sure that you give them a full service. Monica, thank you very much. Christopher, thank you. Good morning. Ghana is 106. Thank you for staying up late to watch. Osi, things we love to hear from you. Thank you. Kobe, thank you. Okay, thank you. Charlotte, thank you also. So this is it. This is all I want to. If you have not um, digest everything that I've said, watch it over, and maybe it will help you. You may have those qualifications. Who knows? And get yourself a company network. Ask the people whom you know that lives in abroad, ask them to talk to their bosses for you. Okay, but I told you the hesitant, because the African community, it's a bit difficult helping your own people. When you help them, people are afraid, so they may not even know that they can actually, the workplace that they work at actually has LMIA. Many companies now has LMIA because of the shortage of workers in Canada. So many companies have LMIA. It's a long process for the companies. Right now, again, because of Canada hiring people based on the references, um, they actually gave those jobs to agencies, okay, recruiting agencies that may necessarily, like, they have their own people. I will tell you that, for like, they have their own people that is, banging on their doors to also come to Canada. So it's better you talk to people in Canada. They work in a certain place. I'm gonna find out now that I'm just finding this thing out right now. I'm gonna ask, does the government hire people? TDSB hires people from who are, from foreign country. I have not asked that question. I'm gonna ask. So thank you very much, and have yourself a lovely evening. Share the video as well. Sometimes it's not you necessarily, but somebody else may be of interest. This video can help them also. Thank you.